Okay, so we are having our math test today. So we'll take the science class first, okay? We'll begin with the science class first, and then you guys are having your test from 4 p.m. onwards, okay, of chapter 4 of math. All right. Hi, Anaya. Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good too.
I'm
Please
sorry
turn on your
I'm late.
cameras.
I'm
It's
so sorry
okay.
I'm
No
late.
problem. No problem. Please turn on your cameras, guys.
And just give me a minute now. I need to just get something.
Sure. So let's begin where we stopped yesterday in science. Let me open it. So we were doing about the process of cultivation of crops, the process of planting of crops, and we studied about preparing the soil. Then we talked about sowing process, okay, then scattering the seeds, and then mixing the compost and fertilizer. How do we prepare compost? And we talked about the difference between compost and fertilizers. Today, also we talked about irrigation and its methods. Today, let's learn about lodging and feeding process. Okay, now with the growth of crops, many unwanted crops also crop up. These are known as weeds. Like when we are growing crops, sometimes like a lot of unwanted plants are also starts growing in between our main crop. Okay, so those unwanted plants that starts growing in the field, okay, which we did not plant, but they started growing in the field, are known as weeds. These weeds stop the growth of the crops. Why? Because they try to absorb the nutrients, which is for the growth of the crop. Okay, we are putting the compost, we are putting fertilizers, we are putting in nutrients. But when the weeds started to grow, they start to take up the nutrients of our crop. Okay, of the main plant. So and also some weeds are poisonous for humans and plants. These weeds create difficulty in cutting off plants. Therefore, before preparing crops, weeds need to be removed. This process of removing the weeds is known as weeding. Okay. When we remove the weeds, the unwanted plants, the process is known as weeding. Now, where does this weeds come from? Where does the unwanted plants come from? Sometimes we know about seed dispersal, right? We talked about it. Seeds are dispersed in the air, okay, or through insects and all, and then mainly through air, and then they fall at certain places. Okay, they may fall at our field, and with those seeds, unwanted plants starts to grow in our field. Okay, and they try to absorb the nutrients of our main plant, try to absorb the nutrients of our crop. So we remove those unwanted plants. Okay, we remove those weeds, and it is called weeding. The best time to remove weeds is before the blossoming of plants and making of seeds. Okay, this is where the weeds are removed right before the plants blossom and before the seeds are made. These weeds can be removed by the use of chemicals or labor. Sometimes chemicals are sprayed on the weeds to kill them, okay, to kill them, and sometimes it is done by hand. Humans, yes, Abraham.
Are there like things that can, like, if there are things that can remove weeds, are there pesticides or things or chemicals that grow weeds?
That grow weeds? No, Abraham. There is no such pesticides or chemicals that grow weeds, okay, but there are ones that kill the weeds. Okay, there are ones which kill the weeds. Now, many methods are used by farmers to remove and stop the growth of weeds. Cultivating land and its preparation also helps in removing the weeds. Okay, we studied about cultivating land and the preparation of land and soil. Okay, due to these procedures, weed plants die out of dryness and mix in the soil. Okay, if there is suppose some seed of a weed plant comes in, and when we are preparing the soil, okay, when we are cultivating the land, so that seed dies sometimes. Okay, so that thing is also there. Okay, cultivating the land also helps in removing the weeds. Due to these procedures, weed plants die out of dryness and mix in the soil. Weeds are removed by pulling them out or cutting them from time to time. Okay, hero or khurpi is used here. Okay, there is an instrument that is used in farming. It's kind of like this, and then it has a handle. Okay, like this kind of thing, which is used to remove these weeds and um, plants, unwanted plants. Weed removing chemicals are also used to remove weeds. So the common examples of weed removing chemicals are minus 2,4-D nephthender, acetic acid, strazin, etc. These are sprinkled in the farm, but they do not harm the crop. These chemicals are mixed with water as per requirement and sprayed. The spray might harm the health of the farmer, therefore they should be sprayed cautiously. Mouth and nose should be covered with cloths at the time of spray. Okay, when these chemicals are sprayed to kill the weed, farmers they cover their face with a cloth. Okay, nose and mouth they cover it. Okay, so that it doesn't get inside them. All right, because it is sometimes poisonous. So with this, weeds are removed with hand or they are killed. Okay, then we are having index questions 3.1. We have fill in the blanks and some questions. This is the homework. This is the homework to try out. Okay, try this out. Then we have cutting of the plants or the cutting of crops. Now, crop is cut when it is ripe. Okay, like when it is fully ripe, when it is ready, that time we cut the crops. This is known as cutting of plants and almost takes 3 to 4 months for a crop to ripen. 3 to 4 months time period is taken for the crop to ripen. Cutting of plants is done by putting them or cutting near the roots. Sickle is the tool used for cutting in the country. Okay, now there is a tool which is like this. Okay, it has a handle. There is a tool like this. And this is known as sickle. Okay, and it is very sharp. It has a sharp edge which is used to cut the crops. Okay, now machines are also used for cutting. The harvester, it's a truck-like machine. Okay, not exactly a truck. a small, more smaller than that. Okay, a machine, and in like that machine, various sharp pointed tools are attached at the back of it. Okay, and that is used to remove the plant from the root, from the base. Okay, then thrash, thrashing is the process of differentiating between grain and its cover. The machine used for this thrashing is known as conveyor. This machine is mixed form of harvester and thresher. This helps in cutting of plants fast. Okay. Now, separating the grains and the outer covering. Okay. That process is known as threshing, and machine used for it is known as conveyor. Okay. Now, machine is like a harvester and a thresher. This helps in cutting of the plants fast. Farmers also differentiate or separate grains by dropping them in the air. This is known as winnowing. Okay. Winnowing process. These are the tools that is used in cutting. See, this is the machine. Okay, that is used in cutting the crops. Okay, these are the machines, and winnowing is separating, like we studied about it, right? Separating the grains using air. Okay, then festival celebration and crop cutting. Farmers are very happy to see the ripe crop after their hard work, so they celebrate. Okay, harvest. Now, this is the time of harvesting. Many festivals are celebrated in India at this time. When the crops are cut, when they are fully ripe and they are harvested. Okay, that time farmers celebrate the festivals like Pongal, Pesaki, Holi, Deepavali, and Bihu. Okay, then now comes the storage of crops. Okay, so we have seen how to cultivate the land and preparing the soil, then choosing the right kind of crops, choosing the seeds. Okay, then planting them, and then how they ripen. How do we use compost and fertilizers? How do we water them? What are the ways of irrigation? Then we saw about how do we cut them. Okay, the process of cutting, that is harvesting. And now there is, after we have cut the crops, they are stored. Yes, Anaya.
I just wanted to ask on the festivals mentioned above, is the I think third or fourth one, I don't know which one it is. I think it's Deepavali. Yeah, the fourth one. The fourth one. Is it the same as Diwali? Deepavali.
It's the same as Diwali, yes. It's the same as Diwali. Okay. Yeah. And then after we have cut the crops, we need to store them. Okay. We need to store them. So that is storage. Okay. That is known as storage. Storing the crops after they have been cut, after the harvesting takes place. It is necessary to store crop after cutting the grains of crop. It should be safe from moisture, microorganisms, insects, and mice. Fresh crop has more amount of moisture in it. If it is not dried up, then it gets rotten. This may have less sprouting power. Therefore, it is necessary to dry it up in sunlight. Okay, crops are also dried up in sunlight. If you've ever visited a field, you must have seen that at the time of harvesting in the field, they create bundles of crops, and they are standard. They are like put in they are put there in the field, bundles of crops like this in the field. Okay, so they are harvested and they are kept for drying in the sun. Okay, to remove the moisture. So they farmers dry them in sunlight. Now this secures the grains from insects and pests. The amount of moisture is about 10%, and these are stored in jute bags. Okay, they are stored in. After the moisture is taken away, after the moisture is gone, they are stored in jute bags. These grains are also stored in mud utensils and steel items. Okay, mud utensils, and steel items. Before storage, these utensils are cleaned. Chemicals are also sprinkled or cleaned. Aluminum phosphate is used to save grains from insects and mice. Okay. Now, some precautions we need to keep so that the grains do not get eaten up or so that they do not get rotten. Okay. When grains are kept, insects and mice also come there to eat them. And we have to protect the grains from that. So this chemical, aluminum phosphate, is used to protect the insects and mice. Okay. They are sprayed in the storehouse. Okay. They're sprayed in the storehouse, and storehouse is like secured. Okay. All the doors, windows are shut.
Which one is this?
Simeon, this is storage. Okay. We are talking about storage. Previously, we just discussed about the cutting of plants, that is harvesting. Okay. And before that, we talked about separating weeds. Okay. How we separate the unwanted weeds from the plants. We spoke about that. Then we spoke about harvesting, and now we are talking about storage. Okay. Yes. So these seeds are stored in silo and storage houses in a large area. Okay, storage houses are very big, and they have like it's all shut from all sides. Okay, so that the mice and things do not enter. Okay, chemicals are sprayed in them, and they're kept in jute bags. Okay, to protect it from insects and all. So this is how it's stored. Now, neem leaves are also used for storage of grains in homes. Okay, you must have seen that in big containers when our ration is stored. Our parents or grandparents sometimes they take the neem leaves, dry them, put them beneath the our big containers, and then put the ration in. Okay, so that thing is also followed at homes. It's a traditional practice, and it is to keep this grains safe. Okay, it's okay, sending no issues. You can follow now. Government only decides the value of these grains. So government will decide the value of the grains. Okay. Now, insects and insecticides. We talked about fertilizers. We talked about pesticides. Now we have insecticides. Following measures are taken to stop insects and their bad effect on grains. Many insects are found in the crop in the process of crop production. These are controlled by chemicals known as insecticides. Okay, these are helpful to kill the insects. Okay, to protect the crops from the insects. Now, termites are insects tunnel making in land and eating the roots of plants. Okay, they make a tunnel in the land and go in, and they eat the roots of the plants, the soil or the land. They go in and eat the roots of the plants. So hydrogen, yes, Damien, want to say something?
No.
Okay. So the insecticide named as aldrin is used to keep them away. Okay, then grasshopper, which eats the leaves of the plants. Insecticide BAC is used to keep the grasshoppers away. Then paddy, he eats leaves and no grains are grown. Okay, so again the BAC insecticide is used. Then the caterpillar, which also eats leaves, indosulfur is used. Then mites, they eat the grains after the grains are ripe. Okay, this is after the grains are ripe, they start to eat the grains, and selfies insecticide is used. Rats can also dig in soil and they eat plants like tapioca. 1 second. What do you do about that? Rats can also dig in soil. Singing pesticides and all of that
No,
is.
like, is there a chemical against that?
Is there a chemical against rat? I think so, yes. Probably
Yeah, I
they do
think
have a
so.
chemical.
This is just talking about insects.
Yes, this is insecticides also to keep away the such animals. Also, there must have been a chemical. Okay, there is definitely. So they spray that and they keep the rats away to dig a hole in the stand and eat up the plant. Okay, chemicals keep them away. Now, index questions 3.2, you guys can try out. Okay, try out at home. All right, and we are finished with this chapter. Terminal exercises also. This is homework for you.
Which is homework.
Ma'am, so
This is the
13.1 and 13.2.
13.1 and 2 and the back exercises. Okay. Take 3 to 4 days. Take the weekend also. Okay. And you guys can complete it. Take your time. Finish it up. Find out the answers. If there's any doubt or difficulty in any question, you can ask me. Okay. Then how's the preparation of the teach back session going on of Monday?
It's going good. It's almost done.
Going good. Almost done. Very
I'm
good.
done.
Done. Okay, great, Simran. Yes, Abraham, how is it going?
Ma'am, I'm making my PPT, ma'am.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah, I'm making PPT.
okay.
Ma'am, I used a
Nice.
template.
You use the template, it's okay. That's fine, you can do. Okay, so anything you want to ask regarding that?
Ma'am, by a template, meaning, ma'am, I didn't like use a ready-made thing just to put all the information.
Can you repeat, please?
Ma'am, I didn't use a ready-made PPT, ma'am. I just used something to put all the information in.
Okay, that's all right. I got it, Abraham. You can use templates, okay? Any questions regarding the teach back session?
Will marks be removed if you use templates?
Will marks
Or
be, I can hear Simran.
will marks be removed if you um, use a template?
If you use the template, no, Simran, it's okay. I won't cut
Will
marks for
be
using a template.
so then will marks be added if you do everything from scratch?
Um, yes, you will get marks, okay, if you are doing everything from scratch, or if you're using a template, you will get marks. Okay, I won't cut marks for any of that. Okay, where marks will be cut, I'll tell you. Marks will be cut if your explanation is wrong. If something you are explaining, some topic is wrong. Okay, that time I will deduct marks. Okay, and I will deduct marks if, like, when I'll ask questions and when you are unable to answer, some marks I'll deduct for that too. Okay, not a lot of
Will
it.
that be like too
Ma'am,
many marks just deducted for that?
No, no, not too many marks deducted for that. Okay, I think I'll be keeping half marks deducted for every wrong answer.
So
Every
how many questions will you be asking? Will it just be like are you already deciding that, or can you ask any number of questions?
Okay, so I am deciding on that still. Okay, I'm still deciding on how many questions I'll ask, but I'm thinking I'll keep 3 to 4 minimum. Oh, sorry, maximum 3 to 4.
and ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
So will we have to share PPT and then explain our topics, and then you will ask questions done once everyone is done, or after each person's done, then you're going to be asking them questions?
After each person is done, I'll be asking the question. If 2 people are done and second person is done, so I can also ask the second person question from the first person's topic. From the first person's topic, I can ask. Or I can ask from the silk topic that I haven't given to any of you. Silk topic, I can ask from that too. So like that, I'll ask questions, and half marks I'll deduct if the answer is wrong.
If there is a math class on that day,
Is there a math class that day? I'm thinking to not keep a math class that day. Yeah, I am planning to not keep a math class
I think
that
if you
day,
keep
but I'll
it,
put
it will
it in
become
the
too much because you're saying that the teach back.
yes, it will become too much. So I am planning that to not keep a math class that day. Okay. Yes, Abraham.
Ma'am, my question was, ma'am, won't it be unfair that whoever gets to go first will be asked the least amount of questions, and whoever gets to go second, like, we'll have, so if I go first, or if Simeon goes first, he will only get to be asked on his topic and silk. But then if Anaya goes second, Anaya will have to cover Simeon's topic, silk, and her own topic. And if I go last, I will have to cover Simeon's, Anaya's,
Mm-hmm.
and silk. That would be unfair.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's keep it this way that I can ask questions from your topic or from any of the chapter. Okay, from any of the chapter, I can ask questions. All
Ma'am,
right.
that will become
any of the
like
chapter.
I mean the full chapter.
Ma'am, that
ma'am,
would
that will
become,
become too much, ma'am.
ma'am, that
You know
would
what you should do, ma'am? You know what you can do? Ask all of us to share, okay? Ask all of us
At
to
the
share.
end.
Yeah, and at the end, turn by turn, ask each participant.
At the end, I can ask. Okay,
Yeah,
that also we can
and
do.
that way you can then ask each participant from their own from the other two participants. That will really work because the
Then I
entire
can
chapter
keep.
will become too much, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Then I can keep. This way I can do that. At the end, the question will come from anywhere. Okay. So like it could be from anyone's topic to anyone at the end of the session. Okay.
So
Yeah, that will
3 to 4
work.
questions, is it fully for like everybody, or is it 3 to 4 questions for each person?
3 to 4 for each person. Okay, 3 to 4 for each person, and I think we will take turns in asking the questions. I might take turns while I'll ask you all the questions. Okay, so at the end I will ask. Okay, after your topic is done, at the end I'll ask questions. Okay.
one more question. This
Yes.
question will be written or oral?
It will be oral. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, it will be oral, and if it is required, I will take written test later of the same chapter, but only if it is required. Okay, I will see. Like on Monday, I will decide that if it needs a written test as well. Okay, the order. So, Simeon, what will happen is we will do the cheat system again. Okay, and whoever comes first can go first in explaining the topic. All right, and
To explain the topic, like how do we do it? Like we have to share the PPT, right?
you guys can share the PPT and can start the explaining. Okay.
Ma'am, what if someone doesn't want to go first?
What if someone doesn't want to go first? You don't have a choice. If your name is on the sheet, you have to go first. Like at some point, you have to do it. So why not first, like done first and free first? So like that we'll see. Okay, and you guys do explain to the explanation. I will give points and then I will ask the questions. You guys answer, and then at the end we will see the scores. I'll share the scores. Okay.
Ma'am, one quick question. If I have, so if I'm presenting, can Anaya or Simran asked me a question in my presentation.
Can they ask you a question in your presentation? They can ask if they want, yes. If they want you to explain a topic again, or if they want you to give an example, they can ask again. Everyone I'm
But
saying
won't
is
that be like disturbing the flow of the person
You know
who's
what? It's
saying?
only at the end, Simeon. Once the person is finished, then you can ask. Right, ma'am?
that time I will ask, and you guys also can ask. Cross questioning is okay. Like in between, please don't interrupt right in between. But if you have a question, you can ask when the person is done speaking. In fact,
Done with each slide or done with the whole thing?
can you repeat, Simeon? I
He
couldn't hear
asked, done
you.
with each page or slide or done with the entire presentation?
Done the entire presentation. When he completes the entire presentation, till then you can note your question and keep, okay, so that it doesn't disturb their flow, so that it doesn't disturb your flow. Once the person who's presenting is done, at the end, if there's something you didn't got, okay, or something like that, you want to ask him right after the presentation, you can ask. But main questioning will be at the end. If in the middle also you want to ask, you can ask. Okay, but after the presentation is done. Okay, after the presentation is
So,
done.
so do we have to like fill the entire time that we are given? Like, what is the minimum and maximum time we can take?
Ma'am,
10 to 12 minutes is the minimum time. Okay, minimum time that you have to take, 10 minutes minimum. Okay, if you're explaining a topic.
So you can't take less. That will deduct marks.
Yes, don't take lesser than 10 minutes, okay, because then it will be too short and too rushed. Okay, so 10 minutes is the minimum, and 20 to 22 minutes I will give. Okay, 20 to 22 minutes is the maximum time. Maximum time, okay? So keep this in mind while you are presenting. Okay, this is the like minimum and maximum time that you guys have to take. Okay? Yes, Abraham.
ma'am, my question is, ma'am, that if we are doing this, ma'am, how will we be able to see? Ma'am, can people ask questions in between or not in between? Like when somebody's speaking, they can ask a question like in the middle of the presentation.
Abraham, are you okay to answer in the middle of the presentation?
No,
If
ma'am.
somebody asks, okay, so that is why we have kept it that once your present, suppose your presentation is 12 pages. Okay, for example, your presentation is 12 pages. You started with the first page, okay, and you finished with the 12 pages. Suppose Anaya has a question from you. So after you've done with the 12th page, then she will ask the question and you
So
can
what is
answer.
the minimum amount of slides you have to have, and what is the maximum? Is there a
What is
maximum?
the in the slide number?
Yes.
No, there is no maximum amount. Okay, there is no minimum amount also. Okay, but don't just keep it to like 2 page. In these 2 pages, you have put everything. Don't do that. Okay, I really need neatness. Okay, don't make it too like overloaded. Like in just 2 pages, you put everything here, and all of that. Don't do that. Okay, and there is no limit. Actually, you can take any number of slides. It's all right, but please make clean and neat presentations. Okay, creativity is up to you. You can put in images and everything, graphics, whatever. Okay, but the written matter should be neat. Okay, written matter should be neat and clear. Please use a little bit larger fonts. Okay, larger fonts. Don't use too calligraphic fonts that it is unreadable. Okay. Use large fonts that's easily readable and it's neat. All right. So that's it. Anything else?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can we use animations?
Can you use animation? You can use animation. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. And also one thing, ma'am, in the first page of my slide, like for the title, I've used cursive handwriting like calligraphy font. Should I keep it like that or should I take it out?
See if it is easily readable, you can keep it. Okay. But if it is too calligraphic, too much stylish and unreadable kind of, then you can remove it. If it is easily readable, like look at it, you can easily read what is written, you can keep it.
No,
It's
ma'am.
okay.
Easily readable. My
It is
sister,
not easily readable.
my sister may take fibers for fishes.
Okay. She read it fibers as fishes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maybe you can change it to a simpler calligraphic font. Okay. Okay. So, any more questions? We are not starting with a new chapter right now. We will start this on Tuesday class. Okay. Tuesday class, we will start magnet and electric current.
So is that the Monday class at the same time as the normal class?
Monday class, same time as the normal class, 3 p.m. Yes. 3 p.m.
And how much
Okay.
time is the whole science presentation thingy going to take?
Whole science presentation thing going to take. We will try to finish it till like our normal class timing is 3 p.m. to 4:20. Okay. p.m. So we'll try to keep it in middle of this only. 3 to 4:20. Okay.
But if it takes longer, then
If it takes longer, then we'll try to wrap it up till 4:30. Okay.
okay,
If
because I
that
don't
is
have any other classes that
okay. So it's okay. Like even if it takes little bit more time, then it's okay. But it is up to you guys. Okay. 20 minutes. Is 20 minutes okay? If I remove the limit of 22 minutes,
Ma'am, 20
or do you
ma'am, but if the PPT gets a little longer and time persists, then can we take a little extra?
22 minutes is max, okay? Try to finish it in 22 minutes. All right. So I'm
okay.
keeping 22 minutes. Okay, in 10 minutes you have to do. All right. No shortcuts. Okay. No writing, the explanation. 10 minutes minimum you have to keep, and 22 minutes is the maximum.
Ma'am,
Okay.
no, can you just repeat that? No writing?
I said that 10 minutes you have to say till 10 minutes, okay? No rushing, I said. No rushing the explanation and no shortcuts. And 22 minutes is the maximum that you can take, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So that's it for today. We'll stop the class here. And maths test I'll be sharing at 4 p.m. Okay, please finish and share with me. 4 p.m. I'll be sharing the math test.
What is time
See you guys.
limit, ma'am?
Time
Is
limit, I think 1 hour 15, 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. I'll mention in the paper, okay?
Is there a short? Is it short?
Algebra chapter is short. Like the chapter, all the questions are short questions only.
how many
So it will be
questions?
how many questions? 6 to 7 questions.
Is it is it okay if I do it a little later because I'm outside right now?
You are outside right now. It's okay, Samir, okay? But please send it by tomorrow.
Yeah,
Alright?
I'll send it
Yeah.
today itself, just a little late.
Great, sir. Okay. Okay, then see you guys
Yeah.
Bye,
on
ma'am.
Monday.
Thank you.
Mom, I have
Bye. Thank you.
chapter.
Right,
Mom,
Abraham.
when I was revising the algebra chapter, mom, I didn't find any formulae or equations.
In the algebra chapter, you didn't find any problems, so there are not the problems are not there in that chapter. Okay, problem questions are not there, but the rest things are there that I taught.
So, mom, how are you gonna take a test of a no problem chapter?
Other questions are there like addition, multiplication, forming the equation with the given statements, and those things are there. So, okay,
Thank you.
okay. See you then. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.